Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SnB's F1 series here for round 8 at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. This challenging track makes even the most confident drivers more conservative as they set to grid. If you've never raced Azerbaijan, let's check it out.
It's that time again. Time for some exciting Formula One action. Who will emerge victorious in the Battle of Baku? Well, we're just about ready to get underway, so welcome to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequences for all of our drivers.
There you have it. That's a little bit about this track, and it is a wild one. We have a huge field once again tonight, so I'm pretty excited about this. But I want to talk about, well, first of all, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Racer Rec, what's up? Hope you're doing well. We have 26 laps tonight. These guys still have about 16 minutes left in qualifying. So far in practice tonight, we have seen Culture, Justin, Jacob, and Rangers all in the 140.8s. Really flying out there, but man, there are some tricky spots, and I'm trying to see if I can go catch up with some of these drivers as they head through there. We're going to head through the castle section, and that is a tricky spot all the way through. Very narrow track, and he pulls over right before we get there. If you make a left-hand turn right here, very tricky part of the track. You can see Blimmy making his way through. So yeah, a lot of different places where it can be very devastating to the car if you wreck there, and can be very interesting if you have a few guys trying to get through that same spot. So I'm kind of curious how many drivers we're gonna see be able to finish tonight. Next week we are at a bye week, so we will not be here next week. In 2 weeks we'll be back for France. Should be a great, exciting race, but tonight, such a pretty track, very technical. These guys have a lot of racing to do tonight. It's going to be wild. The Emo moments. Yeah. It is crazy out here. I'm excited for them though. 18 drivers set to grid. Quite a few of these races have had a lot of drivers, but yeah, the castle section gonna be sketchy because it is so tight. The third sector is very quick out there, but again, these turns can really come and go very quickly, so you have to be patient. You have to make sure that you can rely on the car to know right where it's gonna go, and if you nail it, I mean, it is an amazing thing, but if you do not, it can be absolutely disastrous. Pit road, pit entry is going to be a thing if these guys could get a lot of damage going on to pit lane and also exiting. So pretty much every part of this track tonight is going to be a huge challenge for these guys. Nobody on the board with the time just yet. You see Culture, this is the spot I'm talking about right there. Very narrow, a quick left and right turn. Hokey fan on board with a 142.0. During practice, we saw a 140.8 by the top 4 or 5 drivers. I know we can get there, we just gotta get them there. JDM Hawk beats the time. He's on the pole so far with a 141.2. Whoa! Obi, what's up? Mayor is very fast. Very fast. Sitting on pit road, so he's not too fast right this moment, but he has won one race so far this season. I'm gonna talk about that. Mayor with one win so far this season. Rangers has won every single other race. I want to see somebody else give him some competition. We'll see if Mayor can do it tonight. Justin looks super fast. Like I said, Culture had a very fast time out there. Take a look at Hawk as he made it through that corner. These tires going very, very close to the wall. It's going to be kind of scary as an onlooker watching this happen. You're just expecting the worst to happen, but so far these guys have really nailed these turns. Let me know who your driver is. We have not hit the 140s just yet. We have 4 141s, so I think it's on the horizon. 12 minutes left in qualifying, so plenty of time to make it happen. Let's take a look at the tires. I think we're going to see a 2-stopper tonight, possibly soft to mediums, and then another medium tire set. We'll see. A couple of different strategies can be played, but I have a feeling that we are going to see some safety cars come out tonight, so that's going to play a huge thing and strategy on what we see for these guys. You can see Leaf Justin out there, another fast one. Very strong in practice, also in qualifying so far. Rangers has not put out his time yet. He is on his outlap, one of arguably the fastest and most consistent drivers in this league. So I'm curious, will he beat the 141s? And we already have 2 drivers that have both fastest in the practice there. Jacob X99 with a 140.7. Let's go on board with him as we see him go through the corner there, and Culture with a 140.9, so 0.2 of a difference there, but then Hawk is going to be in third, about 0.2 off also. He's going to be the first one in the 141s. We'll see if Rangers can't beat that. Tom Flitty in here tonight. We haven't seen him in a while, so great to see him out there. Rangers and Tom Flitty are teammates. Rangers still on that out lap. You can see as he finishes his lap, so we will get a time for him on board in this next part as he goes around. So far, 2 140s out there, and they were all 140.8s. This time we have a little bit faster time with a 140.7. So Jacob was able to beat that as far as what we saw in practice. Kind of curious what tires he is on. Softs, yeah, a lot of these guys are going to get the faster times on softs. Remember, for the top 10, you will have to start on the tires you qualified in, so they will be starting on those softs if they remain in the top 10. JDM Hawk, the first one out on medium, sitting P3 at the moment. JCX12 P7 on mediums, and boy oh boy, man, they get so close to the wall. I am just waiting to see someone nail one of those walls with the tire here. Mayor of Bag City bringing out the fastest lap with a 140.4, fastest so far that we've seen here tonight. He moves straight up the grid out to pole. We'll see what Rangers answers back with. Here we go, bringing it down the straightaway. A lot of speed coming up here. What do we find with Rangers? What can he get? Nothing yet, apparently. Was not expecting that. Liebert on his outlap. Caution there in sectors 1 and 2. Abyss on his outlap. So far, 11 drivers with the time on the board. Everyone out on softs except for P8, which is JCX12. A very challenging track. I mean, this track was a lot of fun to drive, but I'll tell you what, A lot of the drivers are talking about how you do have to be able to trust your car, know that you can stick it into the corner and that it will be okay. Most of the time it is, sometimes it's not, and if you're on board with about 17 other drivers, that can be a huge issue. So I think if we're gonna see a pileup, it might be a pretty bad one considering how narrow some of the parts of the tracks are. I've seen a couple of instances in practice where a driver did wreck out horizontally across the track, especially in that section right there. If that happens, you're not going anywhere. It's gonna take you a minute to get back out and move around on the track. Gary from Canada left the session. J Mac Attack, grayed out. Woozy, also grayed out. We'll see if we can't get them back on track. Guys, let me know, how's your day going? Have you raced this track? What do you think about it? 26 laps for the night. Some of the guys were having issues with a little bit of an oversteer. Getting loose, getting on the throttle, coming off the exits. We'll see what happens with it, but so far, looking good. I cannot wait for this race. It's gonna be a wild one. Mayor Bag City holding that down. I'm kind of curious. Rangers back on pit road. Must not be happy with an adjustment or something along the lines for his setup, so we'll see him come back out on track. But guys, under 6 minutes left in qualifying, so it's going to be a little close here. Hawk just flying around these corners. So far, the fastest time for him is a 1:41.1. Let's talk about the driver standings. Rangers is number 1 in the driver standings with 162 points. Mayor of Bag City, who has 1 win this season so far, 118 points. Leaf Justin having a solid season out here. P3, 85 points. Skyland with 73 points, sitting P4. Hawk with 62 points, sitting P5. And Culture on the outside looking in with 58 points. The constructor standings are as follows. Mercedes with 165 points. Ferrari in second with 163 points. And Alpine with 135 points, sitting P3 podium. Karma, what's up? How are you? I gotta know, do you race on F1, Karma? You're saying a 140.4. What do you get here? I have to know. Jacob answers back with a 140.3. That's going to move him to the top of the board here. We'll see him so far pole. Kind of curious. Rangers, he is arguably the fastest one out here. Consistently won every single race except for one race. That was the second at the Australian Grand Prix. So we'll see what he does. Has yet to put out a lap time. One of the only ones to not do so yet. So he's kind of close here. Davi Andre, what's up? I am not playing it. I'm just in the booth. But done with 21, ready for 22 next week. Is that out next week already? I am very new to 2021, so you're gonna see me make a lot of mistakes out here in the booth, but it's better that I'm in the booth and not on track. This track, very challenging. We've talked about it so far, but yeah. A lot of very narrow corners in here. The castle section, 139.9. Take a look at this. Hawk flying through the board, making his way to pole. Rangers yet to make a time. I'm kind of curious, will he choose not to make a time? Start in the back. I mean, that's going to be a very challenging place as there are a few spots to make a pass that are relatively safe to do so. Let's go on board with Hawk. You can see him in the Alpine machine. Directly behind P4, Mayor of Bag City here. This is the trouble spot that I run into. That corner right there. I'm telling you, I kept telling the drivers, if there's going to be a spot to have an issue, that is going to be one of them. A few of them were saying possibly pit entry and exit. That is another one. He's got some company behind him, and that's another thing. These guys are going to be putting the pressure on each other. How will they handle that? 26 laps tonight. Yeah, the castle section is spooky. Rangers! I was curious, when is it going to happen? Under 2 minutes to go, and he answers with a 1:39.2. The fastest that we've seen tonight. In practice, the fastest we saw was a 1:40.8, and 5 drivers all were in the 1:40.8s, including Rangers. We had Culture out there. I believe Leaf Justin. I'm trying to find my list here. Yeah, Culture, Justin, Jacob, and Rangers, all with a 1:40.8 in practice. These guys a little bit faster out here in qualifying. Great news for them. Let's take a look at the tires. I want to see if anyone changed out the tires. So far, everyone on softs. Liebert not in the session anymore. He's sitting P7, just moved down a little bit, but so far, a great starting point for him. J-Mac, no time. Woozy, no time from him. Gary from Canada. How about that castle section, though? I think it is so cool, but man, oh man. Gonna be really challenging trying to make some moves here. Narrow part of the track. Gonna be cutting it really, really close to those tires next to the wall, trying to gather everything that you can, and we had a caution. Sectors 1, 2, and 3. 25 seconds left. After qualifying is complete, we will have these guys make their formation lap. Get them set up on the course here. 1:39.2 will hold us out for the pole. Hawk will be on the outside here with a 1:39.921. Oh, Mayor of Bag City coming in last second. He's going to take a 1:39.6. I'll tell you what, Rangers and Mayor, these two provide some incredible racing out there. So much fun to watch. Hawk gonna be in the mix tonight. Super excited to see what he can do. I would love to see him get a win out here. Five-place grid penalty, illegal blocking. Really unfortunate. Time is up for these guys. Leave Justin out here. 3 wide right now. These guys are just racing it out. Gonna see a little bit of a preview for what we're gonna see in the race. Tom Flitty retired. I'm kind of curious, will these drivers be back to grid? 18 drivers set to grid. Will we see them all? If you're out there in chat, let me know, what is your favorite F1 track? I know some of you have said you're waiting for 2022. Apparently coming out next week. Really cool to see. I've seen a couple of videos on it. Kind of lost track of time, had no clue it was coming out so quickly. But yeah. The videos that I saw on it looked pretty cool, I must say. Next week is our bye week. We will come back in 2 weeks to France. Ranger's gonna be on pole. Mayor of Bag City P2. JDM Hawk in third. Culture in 4th, Abyss in 5th, Jacob X99 in 6th for Ferrari, Leave Justin in 7th, Libert in 8th, Bloomy for AlphaTauri in 9th, and Hokie Fan gonna be sitting at top 10. Tom Flitty just on the outside of the top 10 in P11. Panda, a newer driver, is out there in P12, and JCX12 sitting 13th. Dion for Dub in 14th. The only ones not on soft is going to be so far JCX12, who is going to be possibly starting on those mediums. "26 laps. Oh boy. I'm not sure I could do it. I'm not sure I could survive that long out there. Very challenging track, but man, it looks like so much fun. We're gonna get the formation lap underway. Hopefully no safety cars tonight. I'm kind of curious. We've had maybe one safety car in the last few races. We have also a few where we literally had none. I'm hoping tonight is going to be one where we don't see any, because I'd love to see all these drivers cross the finish line here. All right, you're looking at it right here. This is the grid. Let's go through here. Abyss starting 5th. A couple of these guys have had some fantastic runs in the season, and something happens where final part of the race, man, just get taken out or hit the wall and their race is over. Just so unfortunate to see. Do you guys not hear that? Let me know if you hear the boogity boogity in the Titanic flute. I heard it on my end. Hopefully you did too. All right, pit stop strategy, lap 5 to 7. You saw it there. We'll see how these guys handle the strategy out here. I think it's going to be a 2-stopper tonight. Possibly, it looks like soft to mediums and another set of mediums there. Glad you heard it, Mr. Met. You know what? I just added a text-to-speech thing that you can do for one of the sound effects. Cannot get it to work for the life of me. Brand new, just came out today. I'm like, let's get it on there, but it is not working. You heard the Titanic, not the boogity boogity. That just makes me sad. It's like we will have all drivers, all 18, ready to set and grid. So that's going to be good news for these guys. All right, here they go. I'm hoping that's working. I just played it just to see. All right, drivers are lining up, ready to grid here at Azerbaijan Grand Prix. You can see the strategy right there, 2 stops. The last week possibly on F1 2021. I'll have to see if these guys will remain on here. It's gonna be I'm gonna be curious to see. And the lights are out at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, getting loose off the start here. Take a look at that. 3 wide for P2, taking it super, super wide there. Very interesting, but Rangers with an amazing, huge start here. Hawk is going to round out in 2nd, Culture in 3rd, Mayor of Bag City in 4th. We do have a caution out here in Sector 1. Some little bit of issues. Panda is going to round out to 18th. He fell pretty hard there. Gary from Canada is going to be in 17th. Let's go on board with some of these guys, see if we can see what's going to happen up ahead. Man, a huge bump Gary gives to David. I'm curious if he's going to have some wing damage there. Very, very close for these guys, trying to maneuver around each other through these intricate corners, heading into the castle section of the track here. Trying to take it wide, trying to be patient as they can. Still, some of these drivers really hugging that wall. This is the part of the track there that curb can really upset these cars. We'll see how they handle later on in the race, but out in the back, just a ton of patience that you have to have as of right now. Currently seeing our leader, Rangers, as he's rounding out the corner. He's got a 1.6 gap over second place, and our first virtual safety car is out. Gary from Canada, we just got off of his car and already DNF for him. So unfortunate to see. Not quite sure what happened to him, but these guys will be making their way safely around the track for their first safety car, lap 2 of 26. It didn't take long, guys. This is a tough track, I'm telling ya. Sad trombone for Gary. Sad trombone. You can see the safety car out here. Rangers lined up behind him. Abyss 0424 in second. We're gonna have Tom Flitty in third. A nice way for him to make his way up through the grid to P3. Hokey Fan in fourth. We're gonna have Dion 4 Dub in fifth. JDM Hawk in sixth. Mayor of Bag City in seventh. Woozy Emu in 8th, J-Mac Attack in 9th, Culture in 10th, gonna round out the top 10 there. David MC in 11th, Panda, rough start for him, but man, oh man, look at the positions he made it from where we saw him. He's gonna be in 12th, Justin in 13th, JCX12 in 14th, Libert in 15th, Jacob in 16th, and Bloomy in 17th. Position change, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of movement for these guys. Jacob losing 10 spots just in 2 laps. Not quite sure what happened to him, but boy, oh boy, these starts can be rough for some of these guys. Mayor of Bag City loses out on 5 spots. Our biggest gainers are gonna be Woozy gaining 8 spots, and Dion 4 Dub also gaining 8 spots. So great first 2 laps for these guys. If you have a driver you are rooting for, let me know. Who is it? I have to know. If you guys have seen the 2022 F1 game, what are the biggest differences that you've seen in it compared to 2021? Lap 3 of 26. Rangers has just been so strong. Tom Flitty coming out here. He is also a huge gainer. Great job to these guys. JCX12 left this session. Not quite sure what happened with him. Woozy DNF. We're losing guys left and right, and we're just under a safety car at the moment. Hopefully we can get JC back in. That's one of the things I love about F1. Something happens, yeah, here he is. JC is back in here. Jacob, I didn't know we lost him. He is back in here. You can get these guys back to racing if they lose connection. We're gonna go on board with Hokie Fan. He's had a great run too. Leaf Justin left the session. Hopefully we can get him back in here. Last 4 spots. Man, I don't know if they're having a server issue. I have never seen this so far this season. That many drivers losing connection. Safety car in this lap around. Justin back in. Rangers first, Tom Flitty second. Hokie Fan gonna be in third. Our top 2 drivers, Mercedes drivers, these 2 are teammates. Tom Flitty, we haven't seen him in several races, so it's funny that he chooses Azerbaijan to race tonight. Very challenging track. Tom and J-Mac. J-Mac out there sitting P7, up 8 spots from where he started. All right, we are back to green once again. Rangers with a great start, probably counting down his teammate Tom Flitty. Let's take a look as we get through turn 1. So far, so good. On board with P7, JDM Culture, who was super fast in practice. Down 3 spots so far in the race, but he's got some company. Dion looking to get another position as he is putting the pressure on him at the moment. These guys, a long single file train, looking very confident though. Let's go on board with the J-Mac attack. You can see him directly behind Dion. Curb upsets Dion's car a little bit. He gets a little loose coming off that exit from it. Holds on to it as they come up to this right-hander here, ready to enter the castle portion of the track. This is the part, guys, right here. I'm telling you, something's gonna happen there eventually. Mr. Vet, I hope you're doing good. Caution in Sector 2. Let's take a look, see if we can find out what happened here. So far, everyone is still moving. Rangers with a huge lead. Take a look. Over 3-second gap between him and his teammate, Tom Flitty. JDM Hawk chasing that rabbit. He's got some company. Mayor of Bag City, known to be aggressive. Take a look. Tom taking the left side of the track. Hawk and Mayor of Bag City making moves, trying to make their way past. Very crowded with these 3 racing for position. Hawk gonna move up to second. Mayor of Bag City up to third. Tom Flitty loses 2 spots. He's going to be down to 4th. Still up 6 from where he gridded. Rangers with all this racing, almost a 4-second gap at this point. Lap 5 of 26. I don't know how he does it. Just so incredibly strong out here in these F1 cars. Mayor of Bag City doing everything he can to make his way past JDM Hawk, who gets into the wall a little bit. Hopefully no damage to his car as they make this right-hander right here. Cutting the corners very close. Hawk just using every piece of track that he can, trying to make his way through. Super close to Hawk as we make this left turn. Tom Flitty followed off pace to the second and third drivers. Let's go back up here. The S-Bend on the final straight claims another one. I gotta see Abyss and Panda. just making their way through now. Something definitely happened with these two. A little bit of contact for Panda and the wall here. Rangers a 1:44.1, the fastest lap. We have a caution in Sector 3. Let's see if we can take a look. David MC into the wall. He's trying to make his way straight it out. Back on the straightaway here. Tom Flitty with a 5-second penalty speeding into pit lane here. You can see him getting some tire change very early. Stop for him here. Rangers still under a 4-second gap here. Mayor of Bag City doing all he can to catch up to him, doing a fantastic job. The only thing I would call Rangers the rabbits of the race. Everyone is chasing him. Not a lot can catch him though. JDM Hawk gonna be out in third. You can see him. He's got Mayor of Bag City in his sights. That is who he's worried about. Not worried about who's behind him. A couple of seconds back, he just wants to get up to Mayor of Bag City. He has had several fantastic runs out here throughout the season, so I want to see him do well here tonight. Get him in the podium for the race. Culture up in fourth. We saw him have a great practice run out here tonight. A lot of speed here that we can have. You got to make sure you land these exits as you get on the straightaways. Rangers going on pit road. That's going to bring Mayor of Bag City to the lead. JDM Hawk in second. Culture in third. J-Mac Tack moves up to fourth as Rangers comes back onto pit road. Back out on track. Rangers falls to P7th as he makes his first pit stop. Let's see what his tires are going to be. A lot of guys are on mediums. Dion 4 Dub on softs. Justin on softs. And David. 4 drivers so far. DNF, which is JC, Bloomy, Woozy, and Gary. Mayor with almost a 3-second lead over JDM Hawk, sitting second in points. Mayor of Bag City has 118 points, with Ranger sitting in first with 162 points. J-Mac having a great night tonight. How about that? Sitting P3. I don't want to jinx him. 6 laps so far on those medium tires. Hawk trying to go for the long run on those hards. Gonna be a little bit slower, but it doesn't seem to be hurting him so far. Kind of cool to see these drivers pass each other on different parts of the track. Really cool to see that. J-Mac, the biggest mover of the race so far, up 12 positions from where he was at. Mayor of Bag City up 1, along with Hawk. Rangers down 3, but quickly making his way through traffic. When he came out from pit lane there, he was P7th, up to P4. Liebert are going to be in the top 5 so far. Dion 4 Dub up 7 positions. He is on pit road. Culture also on pit road. Tom Flitty, the only one with a penalty. We'll see if any others join him throughout the race, but we've already seen a couple of races where it has affected the position in which they finish. So I'm kind of curious, will we see that tonight? Or will they stay relatively clean? Not a lot of places to cut here. I mean, you're either on the track or you're hitting the wall, so you have to work really hard to get a penalty here, I think. Mayor of Bag City looking very confident out here. Last race we saw him win at was the Australian Grand Prix. Bloomy is back in action. Tom Flitty has retired. A safety car is out. I'm gonna assume that is from Tom Flitty. Really unfortunate to see. He was having a great run so far. Only lap 8 of 26, but it was great to see him out here. About 13 drivers on the track. Our second safety car of the night is going to be out lap 9 of 26. A couple of takers for pit road. Mayor of Bag City, Jay McTack, Liebert, all on pit road, along with David MC. I want to see how many stops they have had. 2 stops for a few of these guys, 3 for David. Early damage with an earlier incident for him. Makes for 3 stops. JDM Hawk only with 1, but I'm curious, are we going to see some of these guys come down pit lane to take a new set of tires? If you guys were out here racing, would you go in for a pit stop? Let me know. What's your strategy here? We have Hawk for Alpine. Out here leading the race. Rangers moves up 2 seconds for Mercedes. Mayor of Bag City. P3 has made 2 stops so far tonight. Jacob in 4th. Doing a great job so far. Jay McAttack out here in 5th. And I gotta say, Mayor of Bag City, and I do believe Jacob, they are for Ferrari on the same team. Dion 4 Dub in 6th. Liebert in 7th. Culture in 8th. We have Panda, who is still moving up the standings here. P9. Leaf Justin in 10th. Hokey Fan in 11th. Abyss in 12th. And David putting to last but not least. Another interesting thing about these safety cars, you have to keep that gap pretty much exactly. You do not want to get a penalty. None of these drivers, let's knock on some wood, none of these drivers that are on the track currently have a penalty. A gorgeous track, a lot of scenery, a lot of challenges. Very narrow in some parts. You can see we're headed up to a DRS zone here. Once you have made 2 laps, you can use the DRS out here. Safety car leading these drivers around. We are on lap 10 of 26. Hoping that we will be able to go back to green this time around. 2 drivers on pit road is going to be Leaf Justin and Panda. Both making their way back on the track here. Trying to find their way back to the field. $18 drivers made the grid tonight. Only 13 remain. I was asking the drivers, how many do you think are going to be able to finish tonight? With the challenging parts of this track, a lot of guys were saying 8 to 10. Hopefully we can get all the rest of these 13 drivers out here and crossing the line. Let me know what you think. JDM Hawk out here gonna lead us back to green once we go. Rangers in 2nd, Mayor of Bag City. These two always having a great battle. is going to be P3, and Jacob going to be 4th as we go back to green here shortly. Safety car is going to be in this lap. You guys have me so excited to see the new 2022 F1 game. Karma, I had no clue. I don't even know if you're out there anymore, but I had no clue that you were into F1. You should totally join this. I know you don't want to do the 2021, but once we do the 2022, you should come out here and race. Back to green for these guys, lap 11 of 26, and we are back in action. These guys on top of each other, going through these exits. Absolutely incredible. A lot of movement here. We see Rangers trying to go for the lead here. He's going to be out in front, able to make that move. What a power move for him. Incredible job. He finds himself back out in the lead. Hawk in second. Mayor of Bag City. He's going to be out in the top 3 here. Let's go on board with Jacob X99. You can see the view he's got as we come around this right-hander here into the castle part of the track. The top 3 guys on top of each other. Just incredible racing. Rangers, I can't even say that. I thought all 3 of them were right there, but Rangers already increasing the gap here to 1.5 second lead. Just the amount of speed he has going through these corners, just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Another quickest part of the track for him here. We'll see if he breaks a new fastest lap record for the night. Mayor of Bag City has a few guys behind him. This is going to be for position. He's P2. Hawk trying to defend what he has, trying to make his way back to P2. Jacob making up that time, closing up that gap. You can see him putting the pressure on Hawk. Very, very close racing here. Let's go back to J Mac Attack, P5. Leading the crew behind him. Liebert trying to make that pass using that DRS. He's going to make the pass here. That's going to be for position. P5 for Liebert, J Mac, and P6. Let's go back to culture. David MC retired from the session. Oh man, heartbroken for him. So tough to see. I wish they had replay. I'm gonna say that. I hope they bring that for 2022. Rangers just cutting it so close in that S section. Absolutely insane. 2 stops for a lot of these drivers. Leaf Justin, check this out. Let's go on board with Leaf Justin sitting P9. 4 stops for this guy. Abyss right behind him with 3 stops. Our leader, Rangers, only taking 1 stop so far for pit lane. On those medium tires, 3 drivers. Different strategy here. Hawk out on the hards, along with J Mac Attack and Culture. They're going to be slower lap times, but it will last you longer. And fastest lap for Rangers with a 142.3. I don't know how he does it, you guys. Racer X says solid racing. You're not kidding. These guys are on it, man, every week. We always have a lot of different packs, but man, the racing throughout is just phenomenal. Hokey fan, 5-second penalty, speeding into pit lane. Jacob, Hawk, Hokey, all on pit lane. We'll see them making their way on through. Rangers still out here. 5 laps on those medium tires. Lap 13 of 26, gonna be about halfway. He is going to remain true to the two-stop strategy here if we stay green, and we'll see how those tires last for him. Mayor of Bag City in second, about 2.3 seconds back. I'm gonna keep an eye on that interval. See if he can gain any or if he loses it. David! Oh, man. So sorry to see that happen. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it, David. He's a David MC. Gonna finish out P13 DNF tonight. Our two drivers on the hards up here in 4th and 5th. And then our next one, Jacob and Hokie Fan. We're gonna be 11th and 12th. Hokie Fan, the only penalties so far. But take a look at this racing. J-Mac attack, these guys side by side. JDM Culture going for position P4, and we're gonna have Leaf Justin trying to make the pass also. J-Mac attack under attack at the moment. Loses out on 2 positions, gonna fall back just a little bit here. Abyss right behind him trying to get in on this action. Dion having a solid night so far. P8. 1 stop so far. Abyss with 3 stops. Justin with 4, and he's already up to P5. Fantastic run for him tonight. We've seen him finish on the podium. Too many incidents to keep going. Had a busted back wing after the first spin, and that just messed you up. Ah, man, David. So sorry to see that. Tough night. I mean, it is a tough track. You have to be able to, you know, use every bit of that track. You can see Rangers just on the outside wall, going all the way to the inside wall, but it is a fine line. You make any type of contact, you're going to absolutely demolish that wing if it is a hard enough hit. Once you do that, it is going to be impossible to steer. Rangers out here starting lap 15 of 26, 3.67 interval between him and Mayor of Bag City. This is the point standings right here. Rangers first in the point standings, Mayor of Bag City is second. Liebert, fantastic run. Super impressed with him tonight. Back 11 seconds though. Justin gonna be back 1 second from Liebert here. He's got a little bit of company. JDM Culture still on his heels. David, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. 36 months. Absolutely bananas. This guy has raced with us with our IndyCar League, our F1 series. It's been so much fun having him in SnB. David, if you want to join me in the booth, you let me know. I will send you an invite, fella. Position changes. Let's take a look at that. JDM Hawk loses out on 6 positions. J-Mac Attack still the biggest mover in the grid up here so far. Up 8 positions to P7. Liebert, I'm impressed. We'll see if we can't get him in the podium finish here. But man, oh man, this race really just heating up here. Liebert under attack by Leaf Justin. You can see him just trying to make a move. Liebert moves to the side. Justin takes it over. He's going to move up to P3. We'll see if Liebert answers back and tries to take that P3 back. Justin looking so strong tonight in practice. Great to see him having a fun race. All right, let me get you in here. Excuse the little thing here. We'll get David in the booth, talk to him about his incident. He's going to finish P13 for the night. A lot of drivers on that board, unfortunately, out of the race. Abyss in 4th, Justin in 3rd. Where's Liebert? Liebert falls hard, P10. What in the world? Every time I do not look, something happens and just moves back hard. David, welcome to the booth out here. Let us know what happened with you.
Well, actually, I'll just tell you right now, the reason why we're down in 10th place was when he saw him paying past, he went into the pits and had to replace his front wing, so that was the cause of it. That's why he's down in 10th.
All right, well, thank you for that.
I thought it'd be helpful if I'm being put in here.
I appreciate that. We see him making a little contact with the wall there a bit off, and he's off and running. We'll see if he can't make up some spots. Still plenty of laps to go. Lap 16 of 26. David, take us through a couple of incidents that you had and how you got here in the booth.
Well, basically the first incident was actually everyone in the chat was just talking about the two big incidents everyone was talking about was if everyone's gonna crash out in the console section and if anyone's gonna crash out in the pit entry. I didn't even. I actually I don't know if you caught it, I actually spun out on the S's before the straight, had a little bit too much to wiggle and spun it, whacked the back of the car into the wall, and that was the first.
Oh jeez.
So got some damage on the back wing. That pretty much affected the rest of the race. Had a couple more incidents ahead of that time. A couple of hitting the wall a few times. Even hit Mayor on the safety car. Checked it a bit too much. Wasn't ready for it. Had to go in again. And then just one more. And I just thought, yeah, I'm a lap and a half down already. I'm replaced my wing 4 times. I have to bow out.
Time to call it. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's such a challenging track, but man, oh man, it is a lot of fun out there, but kind of nerve-wracking when you have these other drivers out here. You make a mistake and the track is so narrow. More than likely, it's going to affect these other drivers. Take a look as Justin makes it through there. I am obsessed with that part of the track. You guys will find that from me tonight. You just have to absolutely just fling it in there and hope it sticks as they round the corners here in Sector 2. But man, oh man, fantastic job for these guys. Abyss directly on the heels of Justin with JDM Culture. He's just a little ways off, not too far back, sitting P5. J-Mac Attack about 4 seconds back. 1 stop so far. When do you think these drivers are going to pit, David, that are on 1 stop only so far?
It really depends on what the strategy's going to be. If they're going to go medium hards, I'd say, well, they're only going by now. If they're going, I'd say if it's medium softs, it would be right about now, 18 laps. And I think you'll probably get about 10 laps in the soft tires. Though I personally was going for 2 stops, but I'd be very interested to see who will dare go for 1 stop. But considering how demanding this track can be, let's see, you know, the fine line between what's the saying there? The fine line between genius and insane.
Yeah, we see Rangers. He is on 10-lap-old tires, the oldest in the field. So far on those medium tires, the top 4. Then we're going to have Culture and J-Max still on those hards. They're on 9 laps and also 8 laps. I'm having a feeling that these guys will go in soon, especially the guys that have only gone in 1 time.
Oh, we've got sorry to change the focus. We got a battle between J-Mac and Dion that nearly collided just for going into the castle section there. The Dion backed up a little bit there, so it's more of a gap, but that was very close to making some contact.
We've had a couple of close ones, and I want to go back and look at Liebert and Jacob also. Looks a little close for them, but now that I'm looking, it's not looking too close here. All right, we'll bring it back to J-Mac Attack, who's got Dion directly behind him in 7th. Very, very close for these guys. Rangers out there with a 3.8 second lead every time we talk about him before stops come. He's got just under a 4-second lead, so I'm curious, will we see him go into stop soon? It's lap 19 of 26. The next couple of laps, I would say, would be the time to come in. We do have a driver, Dion. He is on pit lane. He will go on for his next stop. He has only been in one time. This second stop will be his final stop. What will he take? We're going to find out in a second here.
I was looking at the tires with the top four, like Rangers 11 laps in on the mediums. I mean, you may be able to get 15, maybe 16 laps out of this. I'm really interested to see if he'll pit or if he'll try to push as far, going 18 laps on one set of mediums.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Jacob, how are you? Hope you're doing well out there. Rangers with a 3.66 second lead out here. Mayor of Bag City closing that gap just a little bit. Let's go back to the stops. I want to see. Mayor of Bag City has 2 stops. Say, I would assume under the safety car, Justin about 15 seconds back from our leader here. 4 stops. It's just incredible how some of these drivers managed to make that work under the safety cars.
J-Mac and Hog really fighting now. Hog's trying to get past them, past the castle. Can't get it.
Let's go on board. We're on board with Hawk in P7. J-Mac directly ahead of him. J-Mac takes it a little wide. Hawk had a great run coming off the exit. Unable to do anything just yet, but man, he is going to use those powers, that draft, that DRS perhaps, to make a move. These guys are side by side going through the straightaway. As we enter the corner here, Hawk has got a nose out. He's going to make his way through the front of J-Mac attack. He's going to move over there to P6.
And just as we were talking about it earlier, Rangers gone in for soft, so he wasn't too daring to go for the rest of the race on that south of mediums. Mayor's in the lead now.
Yeah, it's going to be close. A lot of these guys who are on softs have only made it to lap 7, so this is really going to push Rangers' limits on these tires. He will have faster times, but as long as he takes it easy on the tires, I think he will be okay. So far, he's been so consistent throughout this season. He is 13 seconds back from our leader, Mayor of Bag City, who has 10 laps on those tires. He will have to come down pit road, I would imagine. I'm not sure he can last 6 more laps, David.
I say, if they don't come in this lap, any of the mediums in the top 4, any of them don't go in this lap, they're going to push for the rest of the race on those mediums, and they're going to be screeching if they keep playing out.
Oh, man, yeah, they will be screaming. I know we've had a race with Mayor where he said the tires were just ready to fall off, so we have seen him push the issue once before. Will he do it again tonight? We'll see coming up. But Rangers going to have those fast laps on those fresh tires and also soft tires, so he's already closing that gap just a little bit here. We'll see what happens, David. Let's go throughout the field, see if we can find some close racing once again.
Got J-Mac closing in on Hawk there, coming in for 6th place. Actually, look at the tires right now. I'm actually surprised. We have Culture, J-Mac, Jacob, and Oki all on Hawk. And I'm actually surprised by that. I was actually think it must be like they're all trying to go on one stops. Just take a look there.
Yeah, Justin, Hawk are on pit lane. They will have soft tires coming out here. Culture, J-Mac, and Jacob have been on those hard tires. I really think that they are going to try to push it and stay out. Try to make a strategy that way. It's going to be very interesting to see if they can make it last. We do have a caution out in Sector 3. Safety car is out.
Liebert crashed out.
Liebert, no, he was doing so well out there. Oh man, I'm heartbroken for him.
Safety car, now this is gonna change things. If anyone's gonna try coming in and change the sauce for the last 5 or so laps, but because it's a full safety car, we're looking maybe a 2 or 3 lap shootout for the rest of the end of the race here.
Yeah, this is where I would say you want those fresh tires. It's going to really matter for these guys that have 11 and 12 lap old tires. Ranger sitting in a solid position. He just went in, got those fresh tires. Some of these other drivers, Mayor of Bag City, he's got an important decision to make here. He's not going to be able to hold off Rangers He's already on pit lane. Yeah, here he comes in.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'd be curious a bit if Abyss comes in as well.
Rangers came in too.
That surprises me because he was already just on a fresh set unless he got damage.
I don't think he did. I think he's just coming in to come in. He knows that he's got that fast car. Top 4 drivers so far coming in.
That one surprises me because it was only on fresh softs and was only 1 lap in. So I wonder what the thought process is on that. Abyss is coming in on softs. Jacob's coming in. J-Max coming in as well. Jacob stays out on the hards.
Mayor left the session. Hopefully we can get him back in. He will be leading us to the green. Man, it's going to be close. I'm curious though. Mayor of Bag City, he hasn't been able to keep up the times that Rangers have. He's going to have to really defend that position, keep Rangers behind him. It's going to be a tough one to do.
I should explain anyone doesn't actually know. When it's those are basically kicks from the Xbox Live. They get kicked out of the game. But if the car is still on track, the AI will take over, and the person can come back in and take control of the car, which you really gotta pick your moment. You can choose when to take the control over again, but it still gives you like a 5-second countdown. So you really gotta anticipate when to come back in because you don't want to take control of the car in the middle of a corner. So.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I didn't know how to 5-second countdown. That'd be pretty terrible to take control in the middle of a corner. So yeah, it's definitely something you have to plan out.
As someone that's learned the hard way, when I think it was last season in Australia, I had that happen when I came in and I had the 5-second countdown and it was just in the entry of a corner, didn't realize it.
Oh no.
So
oh man, that's tough.
Not fun.
Jacob out here chose not to go in. 8-lap old tires on the hard tires here. Kind of curious. Not sure how many.
They can last, but it's they are slower tires. They're a bit harder to turn. So curious to see. I think he was trying to go for track position. He may get it, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely going for track position. But I'm curious with how old those tires are. They will be able to last, like you say. I think he's gonna lose some positions though with these guys who are on fresh tires. And that is most of the field at this point, besides Panda, who is on 5-lap old tires.
I think he may be able to try to use the tightness of the track to his favor, because he's gonna have to force the cars behind him to make the move. So he doesn't need so much to keep pace around the corners. Just everyone else just gotta make sure they don't hit him when he passes them.
David, do you think we're gonna be able to see Mayor of Bag City keep Rangers behind him, or are we gonna see Rangers be able to make the move and make it past?
Oh yeah, I honestly see the Mayor. I think we're gonna go in with 3 laps to go. I say Mayor may hang on, but if Rangers keep the pressure on him, he may be able to force a mistake out of him. And well, on this track, that may be trouble for everybody.
That is very true, especially depending on where that happens at. But these two, we've seen them battle it out. Plenty of races so far. Tonight will be no different. I think with Rangers speed, man, Mayor of Bag City is going to have to pull out every stop that he can to keep Rangers behind him. He's going to have to use those DRS in the right spot to try to defend it. And if Rangers makes his way by, it's going to be super hard to catch him, I think. I'm kind of worried for Jacob also. 9-lap old tires. Going for a position, obviously, but we'll see what he can salvage out of this race with the old tires. They will last him. He's just not going to have the speed that he will have as others who are on those softs have. So that will be another interesting factor for these top 5 drivers.
It'll just be how he gets through the corners. You'll still have the straight line speed in the straight there, but if he'll be able to get around the corners as well. Have to see with that. With 10 laps old, we'll see.
Yeah. Man, anticipation is going to an all-time high here. Anxiety as we get ready to go back to green racing here. Lap 23 of 26.
Safety car staying out.
Safety car is staying out, so this is going to be close, David.
This is going to be 2 laps, so it's do or die now.
We're going to see full sends going into these corners.
I'm actually surprised the safety car staying out as long, because
I am too.
It must be because Panda's still trying to catch up. He's still 6 seconds behind the field, so...
Yeah.
So I guess... Oh, and Hoki's still in the pits.
Hoki is in pit lane here. Panda's trying to catch up, so I assume that is why we are not back racing just yet. So 2 laps are going to be left in this race as we go back to green if the safety car comes back in this lap.
Drivers were talking during the race, is this going to finish under a safety car? It very well could. It's close enough.
We're hitting on the marker. I talked to a couple of drivers and I asked them, how many drivers do you think will finish the race tonight? A few of them were saying 8 to 10 drivers. We lose one more 11. And we're just there. One around the castle section, and I'm surprised that we have not seen an incident here. Going up to this S on the left and right corner here. Right there.
I'm honestly surprised by that. It hasn't been anyone taken out exactly here. We've had some incidents before and after, but not in that, which actually really surprised me.
See, that's where I would wreck. That's exactly where my demise would be.
if you haven't driven yourself, that is an extremely tricky corner to go through.
Oh yes,
you have to go in at the right speed and the right angles, otherwise you're breaking something.
Absolutely.
In the back of the pack.
I raced like 3 laps here, and the first lap that definitely just took me out right there. So
safety car's coming in. So we're going with 2-lap shootout here.
2-lap shootout is going to be a wild one as these drivers will be battling for position. Mayor of Bag City going to have to defend that. Abyss leaves the session. We're going to be down to, looks like 10 drivers possibly. Hopefully he'll make his way back.
Abyss's car still on the track though.
Yeah, it is.
3rd place, and if the AI takes over, well, actually he's going to be ghosted, I believe. And he got a 5-second penalty. Oh no!
Wow, AI gets him a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow. So unfortunate for him as he sits P3.
It is pitting. Oh no!
What?
Business car's pitting.
We are back to green. Mayor of Bag City. We do have a sector 3 caution here, but these guys are green.
That was because of a business car pitting, and this disconnect has completely destroyed the business chances here, and it's very unfortunate.
So absolutely unfortunate.
AI took over, 5-second penalty, and he pitted. Ugh, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate to see it.
Gonna be an 11th, but Mayor of Bag City, out to a nice little lead here. 0.8 interval between these two. Jacob gonna be P3. You can see him behind Rangers, and he's got quite the crew behind him. A lot of these guys gonna be racing for position. Let's take a look. Very crowded.
It may look like he may have hit the wall. Looks like he's okay.
A long train for these drivers. The interval is gaining. Mayor of Bag City.
Panda's just crashed out, and I think he's gone in the castle section.
Losing drivers left and right. Oh my goodness. Mayor of Bag City out, a 2-second gap between him and Rangers. Doing a phenomenal job. I did not expect this to go this way. Rangers did not have the start I was expecting. These two are both on the same tire type, softs, and they went in at the same time. Jacob holding his own out here. He's got Culture making the pass right now for P3, but we'll see if he can't salvage a top 5 finish for him. Jacob makes the pass for P4. This track is so crowded. We have contact between him and Justin.
Justin spun on the first corner. I don't know if it was by contact or he just took it in too fast, but he spun, and I don't know if he hit someone else, but I don't know.
Justin moves down to P7. Mayor of Back City still in the lead. This is the final lap. Will he be able to hold on to it? Take a look. Rangers almost 3 seconds back. Will Mayor of Back City grab his second win of the season here at Azerbaijan? Very, very close. Last time we saw him win was at the Australian Grand Prix. Rangers has won every single other race.
Hokie is spun as well. Hokie is spun, just coming into the castle section as well.
He's back out and running. We have Mayor going through the castle section, sector 2 here. Rangers still losing a little bit of time. These softs not working out for him the way he hoped. Culture P3 doing a great job. Hawk in 4th. Jacob X99 in 5th. Mayor of Bag City, not too many corners left before he hits the straightaway and can just bring it on home for the win here. This is gonna be it. David, I was not expecting this. What a night for Mayor. Huge congratulations to him as he gets ready to cross the finish line here at the Azerbaijan. He gets the fastest lap here, 142.2. He is your winner here. Ranger's gonna finish 2nd, JDM Culture in 3rd. Hawk is gonna be 4th. J-Mac comes out top 5. Justin recovers a little bit, gains a couple of more position. He's gonna be P6. Man, what an incredible race.
Just looking there, I think the plan for Jacob staying out with the hard tires backfired. He got overtaken twice just in the straight there. They fell down to 7th.
What a wild one. My goodness, let's get these guys into the booth here.
I'll say this right now. Sorry I was talking so much stuff.
You're good. All right, who got 3rd? Let me see here. We'll watch Mayor. What? Okay.
It was Culture got 3rd.
We're gonna watch Mayor celebrate out here. Wow. Oh my gosh. Strategy changed for these guys as a late safety car came out and only had 2 laps to get it done. This is gonna be Mayor's 2nd win of the season. What an incredible job. All right, let's get Culture. We're gonna be back on the mission here. Get Culture up in the booth. All right, you can see the top 5 finishers here. Mayor of Bag City, the winner for tonight. Rangers in 2nd. Culture rounds out the podium finish here, and Hawk in 4th. J-Mac attack with a top 5. Mayor, what a wild race. Take us through, we saw an incident. Lap 1. What happened out there, and how was your race trying to make your way through the field up to the lead here?
Yeah, lap 1, I just had a terrible start. I was awful. And Culture made a bold move, and we just ran out of track. It's just such a quick, short first turn. Fortunately, I didn't pick up any damage there, just an ego bruise. So I just knew I had to buckle down and get after it, and that's what I did. Got semi-fortunate with the safety cars. I think I wasn't going to pit again after before that second safety car, so it would have been close between me and Rangers. I know he had that young, fresh tire, but you know, I just buckled down. I was racing hard, and then as soon as that last one came out, I was like, I know I have enough time to, you know, grab some softs and at least be 1st or 2nd, and came out 1st. Long safety car, no DRS. I just knew I had 2 laps to push, and I put down 2 of my best laps I've ever ran there, and brought home the trophy for Ferrari.
Yeah, your final lap was the fastest of the race, so you did a phenomenal job trying to defend that. I was kind of curious if you're going to be able to keep Rangers behind you. You guys have battled so hard throughout the season, and you did a great job keeping him behind there, but congratulations on your 2nd win of the season. Australian Grand Prix, and then we have the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here too. So
more Grand Prix that start with A, I guess.
Apparently.
This is for all the boys back home at the shop. My boys Eddie, Max, all my gang, all the boys working so hard at the shop. I couldn't do without them. So just really proud we could do this for Ferrari.
All right, great job to you. Another win for the season here. Going to help out in the point standings, but congratulations. All right,
Thank you.
Rangers coming home second. We've talked to you, I think, almost every single race. Usually as the winner. Tonight, you came home second. Strong race out there. What did you need to get it done in the final 2 laps?
I needed a new wing. I was on all tires too. I mean, I had a busted wing going into the safety car. I didn't think I'd have time to change it on pit road, but everybody pit behind me, so I, 2020, I should have just fixed it. But I don't know. Those I didn't think those used softs were that bad, but they were pretty used up apparently already. So that, along with the busted wing on each side, I couldn't turn anymore.
Now knowing that you had a broken wing, I had no clue about that, but man, what a wild 2 laps that you had with that, and you still held it out for a P2, so huge congratulations. Strong finish for you after a fantastic race. Sorry to hear about the wing, but great race here. What do you think? I know next week we are on a bye week. In 2 weeks, we'll be coming back to France. What do you think about that?
Should be a lot more of an open track, so I would think that one would stay more green. But we'll see very quick. So we'll see what we got for them.
All right. Well, congratulations to you on your P2. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Culture, rounding out the podium here. You did a great job tonight. Take us through your race and some of the challenges you had.
Bit of an annoying race actually. So as you saw, I made that bold move into turn 1. I didn't realize we were going 3 wide. That's why I tried to make that move. I didn't realize Hawk was on the outside of Mayer. Then after that, I just kept on getting caught in other people's messes. Hokey spun over in the castle section, ended up hitting his car because he was sideways, and had to battle my whole way on old tires and new wings the whole race. Just a bit annoying.
Oh, geez. Yeah. So quite a few challenges for you. You finished top 3, though. You had a fantastic run up to the finish here. How were the final 2 laps, and how did you keep everyone behind you?
I know that Abyss, he got disconnected, so his AI made him pit, unfortunately.
I know.
And then Jacob happened to be on hards, old hards, so it was only a matter of time for me to pass him, and I believe Justin got stuck behind him, so that's when I made the pass on Justin. And if I would have known that Rangers would have had damage on his wing, I would have pushed a little bit harder. But from there, just was trying to keep the car in one piece and finish 3rd.
Well, you had a great podium finish tonight. I know, like I said, next week we are off and headed to France after that. Will we see you there, and how confident are you for a win there?
For France, I'm pretty confident at France. I've raced there a few times in other leagues. I've usually done pretty good. I don't know, I guess I just need to practice a little bit more, try to stay more on pace throughout the race.
All right, well, you guys heard it from Culture. Fantastic race here. A couple of safety cars definitely switched up the strategies. Some guys pitting 5 times. Some guys only took about two stops on pit lane. So different strategies played out different ways for these guys. But either way, a wild race. So sorry for some of these drivers that did not finish. Kind of heartbroken for them. Next week, we are on a bye week. We'll be back in 2 weeks at France here. So I hope you can tune in. It'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I know these drivers appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.